Hello everybody, it's me, Nikki, and welcome to Tag Tuesday. This is the quickfire fantasy tag. I saw this on Sufficiently Advanced Lena's channel. It's really quick, so we'll just get started. I'll make sure to link that video and where the tag originally came from down below. So the first one is a 5-star book. I picked a bunch of books and now I can't remember what I picked for them. Oh, I know. The 5-star book is His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. This is the first in the Temeraire series. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is dragons during the Napoleonic War. It's so good. It's like combining two of my favorite things, dragons and history. And in this one, we get Captain Will Lawrence, who is in the Navy. He bonds with a dragon, Temeraire, and becomes part of the Air Force, but it's not called Air Force. It's some aerial corps, and meets other dragons of all different sizes. There's like massive dragons, and he meets other people, and he sort of gets a hard time from people because he wasn't, like, basically if you are in the aerial corps, you have been in it since birth. Like there's a big dragon, Maximus, I believe his name is, who's huge and old, and his rider is a woman, and that this is like the only service that has women, and her daughter is going to be his next rider, and her mother was the rider before her. So it's that type of thing. You're basically born into it, and the dragons bond with family. Or if it's a little dragon, it's only one person. So, but it is a lot of fun, and I just really enjoy it. I don't know where to put it. I don't have enough space. The next one is Always Going to Recommend. And it's going to be Luck in the Shadows and Stalking Darkness, book 1 and 2 of the Night Runner series. And I just recommended this to Mr. Francie to read for his 2-year booktube anniversary. And I forgot to mention in that, but I did in a comment, that you should buy these two together, because I can't remember where I read it, but I know I read it somewhere, that Lynn Flewelling meant for this to be one massive book, but the publisher said cut it in half, so she did, which probably worked out in the long run, but the first book sort of does end on a cliffhanger, or not, well, I guess not necessarily a cliffhanger, but it does end, and you're like, oh no. So you should have the second one on hand to finish that. But yes, I would always recommend these two. Squeaky chair makes a return. Own a book you own but haven't read yet. I'm going to pick this one that's right next to me, Girls of Storm and Shadow. I meant to read it in January. I did not get around to it, but whatever. It's a female romance fantasy set in an alternate world, obviously. That's Asian inspired, and these two girls are going to be concubines to this demon king, and then they end up falling in love, and doing stuff that I don't want to say because it's spoilers, but they end up falling in love, and it's really great, and I can't wait to read the second one. And then you have the third one as well. Would read again. I have picked A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. This is the first in the memoir of Lady Trent. I love it. I love it so much. I thought that this would be set in our world, but with dragons, but it's actually set in an alternate universe. I don't even think it's supposed to be, she's supposed to be like English, but they don't ever mention like a London or anything like that. But there's a lot of similarities between the worlds, except for the dragons and other stuff. But yeah, I love this book so much. I love this series. I've read 3, and there's only 5. Maybe there might be a 6th one, but I'm not sure about that. But I just love it so much, and I would definitely reread this once I get through everything else. In Another World. I have a lot of options for this. I don't want to pick a book I've already done, so hang on. This is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, the second in the King of Scars duology, and this is just the one I have closest at hand, but it is a stand-in for the whole Grishaverse, and Six of Crows duology and the Grisha trilogy. But this is set in another world, all of the books, and it's just like a fun, interesting world. Sometimes the characters are a bit like stupid or whatever, but that's how people are in real life too. But the world itself, I love it. I love good world building, and this verse definitely has that. Okay, and the last one is Back on Earth. This one was a little difficult because most of my fantasy books are not urban fantasy, which is usually what you would put back on Earth. Or like they're the historical fiction fantasy stuff that I've already talked about. But I'm picking The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is about Mozart's sister, Nannerl, who was allegedly, I don't think they can prove it, just as prolific as Amadeus Mozart in writing music. Unfortunately, because she was a girl and a young woman, she couldn't play it after a certain age, and she was just Amadeus was probably the younger genius, but she was just as genius. So, and this is about her and young Amadeus, and they've come up with this world, the Kingdom of Back. There's even I don't know if they had this map, but this is the map that Marie Lu has. Oh, and that's the Mozart's family journey. I thought they had a map in here as well. Oh, it's on the back. I knew it was there. I just got it mixed up. And they start seeing things that are coming from their made-up kingdom, but it's coming into the real world. But it's also about, like, Nannerl growing up and having to, unfortunately, accept the changes that are going on in her life, and that she won't be able to do what her brother can do. So that is this. I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was a brilliant story. and it definitely made me want to learn even more about Nanoro. And I believe those are all the questions. Yay, we've done it. So, it says to tag 5 people, but I don't always like to do that. So, if you read fantasy books and you like fantasy prompts, these are for you. This tag is for you. Let me know if you do it. And, yeah. And then I'm going to be saying this at the end of all my videos, and I don't like to do it, but if you could like, share, and subscribe, that would be great. I would like to get to 100 subscribers this year. So yes, any help would be appreciated. So thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.